The One Punch Man workout sucks. Maybe the One Punch Man workout isn't that bad. However, the One Punch Man workout is one of the most divisive topics in all of anime fitness. People love to debate whether the One Punch Man workout is good or whether the One Punch Man workout is bad. And I think fitness people especially love absolutely tearing the One Punch Man workout apart. And I think anime lovers really like picking the One Punch Man workout up. I think the answer probably lays somewhere in the middle. So today we're going to watch and discuss and talk about the One Punch Man workout, break down the positives, break down the negatives, and decide what's best for you. My name is Max Hall. I've been a personal trainer for the past decade. I am also a powerlifting coach and a national level powerlifting competitor in Canada myself. And I own a gym called Arctic Strength Powerlifting Club in Lethbridge, Alberta. If you're ever in the area, come check it out. Come say hi. I'm going to use my knowledge from helping people achieve their fitness goals for the past 10 years to help break down the One Punch Man workout and decide if it's a good fit for you and what you could potentially do to make the program a little bit better to fit your needs.
First, what's important is to make sure you really stick to this intense training regimen.
I think he makes a really good point at the start of here. He leads off before even telling Genos what the workout is, that if he wants to get the results out of the workout, he needs to stick to it. And I think that's a really important thing when you're breaking down workout programs. The best workout program is usually the one you can best stick to.
Listen, Genos. You have to keep doing it, no matter how difficult it gets.
The statement, you have to keep doing it, no matter how difficult it gets, I think there's a little bit of nuance to that. If the workout program feels too difficult for you, maybe it's better to do one that's a little bit easier instead and slowly ramp up the workout program to stick to it. I think the sticking to it part is a really good point. However, I think that just like blindly willing yourself to stick to it instead of adjusting the workout program to be something you can stick to might be one of the first flaws of this program. And I think it's probably one of the things that most coaches pick apart the most.
100 sit-ups!
He starts off this workout program with 100 sit-ups. First of all, I'd like to say the exercise sit-ups itself is a pretty good exercise. I think if you can do 100 sit-ups, that's fairly impressive. You know, maybe when you're starting, maybe 10 sit-ups is hard. Maybe the next week 20 sit-ups is hard. So 100 sit-ups is pretty good. And I actually do really like sit-ups. I think core flexion exercises for a while there, doing that crunching motion and having spinal flexion was kind of demonized. But I think we've kind of realized now that it's good to strengthen your body in the way of flexing the spine. And I think that sit-ups, crunches, and especially weighted crunches can be really good exercises for strengthening and building up your core and building a nice abdominal area. And I do think that doing sit-ups, crunches, and like I said, especially weighted crunches can be a good way to like get that six-pack if you're really looking to like build a like nice looking and strong core.
100 push-ups.
Okay, so the next exercise here is 100 push-ups. I will say that like 100 push-ups is like pretty impressive. If you can do 100 push-ups, you might be kind of like at a point where maybe there's like better exercises for you to be doing. But like, I feel like the majority of people can't do 100 push-ups. If you can do 100 push-ups, like, and you're watching this, really good for you. First and foremost, if you can't do 100 push-ups, building yourself up to 100 push-ups is like a really good place to start. I think that building up to 100 push-ups is going to be more difficult than building up to 100 sit-ups. I think 100 sit-ups is going to be doable a lot faster for the majority of people, where 100 push-ups is going to take a little bit longer for a lot of people. I don't know if I could do 100 push-ups right now and I could bench 300 pounds. I would also like to say that 100 push-ups is going to be a little more difficult for somebody that's heavier than somebody that's lighter. So push-ups are a great exercise. I really like them for building up the chest, building up the shoulders, building up the triceps. I work a lot of push-ups into my program, even as a power lifter. I think they're kind of like a forgotten exercise that kind of get brushed off by a lot of people. But doing push-ups to failure, doing weighted push-ups can be a really good way to kind of build up your bench press, to build up your chest muscles, to build up your entire upper body. So really great exercise. 100 push-ups a day might be good for some. Some people might have to build up to that, and other people might find that that's too easy, and they might have to do something else, like a different variation of push-up, or like a weighted push-up or something like that. But 100 push-ups actually isn't that bad. I like it.
Then a 10-kilometer run!
So a 10-kilometer run. Now, a little bit of my powerlifter bias is going to kind of carry over here, in that I don't run. 10 kilometers seems like a really long run for myself and for the majority of people. I would say like a 5-kilometer run is pretty good. A 10-kilometer run would be pretty hard for the majority of people, other than like, I would say, let's call it like decently hardcore runners. Like, you might not have to be like the most hardcore runner to do 10K a day, but like, you got to be pretty into running to run 10 kilometers a day. Cardio itself, definitely not horrible. If you like running, a 10-kilometer run might not actually be that bad as far as like a daily workout routine goes. I myself am a little bit bigger of a fan of walking. I find that walking is a little easier on me recovery-wise, and I still get my heart rate up, and I still get my cardio in. I find it very useful to set a step goal. So I would recommend walking over running to most people. But if you enjoy running, I don't think a 10-kilometer run is the worst thing ever.
And 100 squats!
100 squats. I think this is probably the easiest of the things he recommended. I feel like a lot of people will be able to hit 100 squats fairly fast, especially because I believe that we see him kind of doing like more like quarter or half squats, where he's not even like hitting parallel or going deeper than parallel on his squats. I feel like most people will hit 100 squats like fairly fast within like a couple weeks of training, whereas some of those other markers, the 100 sit-ups, the 100 push-ups, and the 10-kilometer run might take a little more training to get to. I would recommend that if you are doing the squats and you do hit the 100 squats faster than you hit the other landmarks, if you're doing this workout, that you add like a light dumbbell, you squat a little bit lower than parallel if you can do that without pain, and you maybe eventually even add like a barbell or something like that to your 100 squats, because 100 squats is going to feel fairly easy. Now, with that said, it is coming after a 10-kilometer run, so maybe that makes it a little bit harder. But in general, your legs are bigger muscles, and they are going to be able to handle a little bit more. 100 squats in comparison to 100 push-ups especially is going to be really, really easy for the majority of people.
Never ever use the air conditioner in the summer or heat in the winter so you can strengthen the mind.
Never use the air conditioner in the summer, and never use the heater in the winter so you can strengthen your mind. So, I'm from Canada, and if we didn't use the heater in the winter, we would just like straight up like freeze. You would like stick like the barbell on your back, and it would just like stick to your skin, like when you're younger and you stick your like tongue against like the metal pole in the winter and your tongue gets stuck to it. That would just be like your hands and your back and like everything to the metal bars in the gym. So if you live somewhere a little bit more mild, I think maybe the no heater could be doable. I definitely wouldn't recommend the no heater thing. The no air conditioner is a little bit more interesting. To add a little bit of personal context to this, I love working out when my body's running at like a really hot temperature. And I think like a lot of people avoid that because it's uncomfortable, but I find that my joints feel more lubricated and my body feels a lot better, and I feel like I perform a lot better the hotter the temperature is for my body. I've been to a gym in Houston, Texas a few times that doesn't do the air conditioner, and I like start my warm-ups and like 2 minutes in, I'm just like drenched in sweat. But those are some of the best workouts I ever have. So I do feel like there's a little bit to like the no air conditioner thing of like, you know, maybe you could just be like a little bit mentally stronger and work out a little bit hotter. And yes, it's a little bit more uncomfortable, but if it leads to better workout results, maybe it's worth it, kind of thing. I do think it's funny that it's kind of ingrained in like the joke here of like saving money instead of like actually like mentally training. And as a gym owner, I find that like kind of funny because it's like you know, maybe we just turn off the air conditioner in the summer and the workouts are a little bit hotter and we save a little bit of money, you know. We don't do that, but if it was up to me, we probably would.
Make sure you eat 3 meals daily. Just a banana in the morning is fine.
Okay, so here he says make sure you eat 3 meals daily. That's not horrible advice. I think his nutrition advice could be a little bit better. I do think, though, that if you are taking on a workout regimen, you want to make sure that you properly fuel yourself. You should be eating at least 3 meals daily. You also might want to look into tracking your calories and tracking your protein. I think one of the best things you can do when it comes to working out and trying to recover from your workouts that you're getting the results is to make sure that you're eating an adequate amount of protein. I would recommend 0.8 grams to 1.2 grams per pound of body weight as kind of a measuring stick for your protein. If you're eating that much protein, you're going to be recovering a lot better. And because you're recovering a lot better, you're going to get better results from the training you're doing.
You might start thinking, what's the harm of taking a day off?
Okay, let's talk about this. What's the harm in taking a day off? You should take days off. I think this is one of those like anime like over exaggeration things of like never take a day off, get super strong. It's like your body actually does need rest. Please take days off. Please take at least one rest day. If you're doing this workout, please do not do it 7 days a week. Even if you do it 6, that'll make me like infinitely happy because that one extra rest day will make like a big difference in recovering and getting better results from this workout.
Even when my arms started making weird clicking noises, I kept doing push-ups.
First of all, that sounded like a snap, not like a weird clicking noise. Weird clicking noises do happen in your body when you're doing exercises. It's not always a big deal. However, if you do find that that weird clicking noise is causing you any pain, I would highly recommend going and seeing a physiotherapist and seeing if they can give you some alternate exercises and some treatment to help you avoid that pain. Pain isn't always a bad thing while working out, but it can be a warning sign, and it's better safe than sorry to just go see a good physiotherapist.
I did squats, even when my legs felt like they couldn't move.
Squat form gets like a 3 out of 10 for me, dog. I'd like to see those squats quite a bit lower. Other than that, like doing squats till your like legs don't feel like they move. I'm gonna be honest, I do that like weekly with like hack squats and like leg training. I'm kind of a little bit of a masochist myself, and I like the pain. If that's not for you, it's okay to do squats till your legs don't feel like they want to fall off, and maybe till there's just like a little bit of a burn there.
Spitting blood, I never stopped. I toughed it out and endured the pain.
If you are spitting blood, please stop.
A year and a half later, I started to notice a difference. I was bald, and I had become stronger.
This honestly makes a lot of sense why I'm starting to bald, honestly. It's just because I've been training hard for all these years. Okay, so let's talk about the positives and the negatives of the One Punch Man workout. Starting with the positives. So I think that this workout can be highly motivating. I've spoke to several people that started their workout journeys because they discovered the One Punch Man workout, and they decided that it felt super motivating and super cool to do the same workout as Saitama. So I think a lot of times as coaches, we focus on what's optimal versus what's not optimal. But I think there's actually the larger problem in the fitness industry isn't getting people that are doing less optimal workouts to do more optimal workouts, but it's actually getting the people doing nothing to doing something. So if somebody finds the One Punch Man workout and it motivates them to start working out, I think that's outweighs all of the negative elements of this workout. Now, with that said, I think fairly so, myself and other coaches have a few critiques of this workout. The first of which being that there is no pulling exercises, there's no hinging movements for the hamstrings and the glutes, there's no lower back exercises to balance out the anterior core, and there's no upper back pulling movements to balance out the push ups. So, if I was to make any recommendation, it would be that you would alternate in some pulling exercises on the opposite days that you're doing the pushing exercises. I would recommend that you do maybe like the push ups, the squats, and the sit ups one day, and the next day do like a banded row, a Superman, and like a kettlebell deadlift or something like that on the opposite day. That way you're hitting both sides of your body. I guess you can maybe run backwards too. The run is probably fine. The other critique I would have of the One Punch Man workout would be that it needs to be scaled. You need to scale it to whatever your fitness level is. I've mentioned some of the scaling throughout this video, but if the One Punch Man workout's too hard for you, you need to make it easier. If the One Punch Man workout's too easy for you, you need to make it harder. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this workout, please leave a like, a subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. It helps me grow the channel. Thank you so much. Until next time, let's go.